Hello, my name is Bryce, and this is my channel Striving Intellect. And today we're going to be talking about a dying planet. And no, I'm not talking about Earth. I'm talking about an exoplanet that is located 142 light years away from us. And that means that it takes light from this sun and planet 142 years to reach us. And this is actually a Neptune-like planet that's located around a K-type star. And the star specifically is an orange dwarf, and it is a lower temperature burning star than our star, the sun. And it's actually much smaller. I can actually compare it to our sun. So there's a comparison right there. And the planet itself is a Neptune-like planet that actually has a denser mass than our planet Earth. And the system itself, as you can see, is actually pretty barren from what we can tell. Obviously, this was recently discovered. And this specifically is quite a bit closer to the star than any of our planets are. As you can see, this is a visualization of our solar system compared to the solar system that this star is located at. And even comparatively to Mercury, it is quite a bit closer. And the visualization that I'm actually looking at right now is on NASA's Exoplanet catalog. This is a great resource, by the way. There's tons of different exoplanets and lots of different stuff and visualizations. But we'll go ahead and we'll take a look again. As you can see, even compared to, our planet, Earth, would be located quite a bit further away. And the reason that I'm talking about this is specifically because this planet is dying. It's being disintegrated by the sun that it orbits around. And this is the satellite photo. It's very, very grainy image. So this is the image that they specifically cite when they're talking about this new discovery. And this is actually a visualization. So this is not necessarily an actual picture, but this is an illustrated visualization of this planet disintegrating while it orbits around its star. And it's actually fascinating. There's an article that I'll read real quick. This is on discovermagazine.com. And I'll read a little bit from this. There is a planet 140 light years from Earth that is rapidly disappearing right before astronomers' eyes. An immense amount of intense heat is to blame. Although the planet is about the size of Mercury, its orbit is about 20 times closer to its star than Mercury is to our sun. Its year passes in about 30.5 hours. They report in the Astrophysical Journal letters. Astronomers suspect that the planet's proximity has raised its temperature to about 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit, rendering its surface in magma that is boiling off into space. As the hot planet orbits, it throws massive amounts of surface minerals, which evaporate into space. To the astronomers observing it, the planet looks like a huge comet with a long tail of debris. The tail stretches nearly 6 million miles long, encircling about half the planet's entire orbit. The astronomer found that they named BD plus 054868AB while hunting for exoplanets. When doing so, they look for short dips in starlight brightness that occur whenever an exoplanet passes it. They saw such a signal from the comet-like planet, with one key difference: the dip in brightness change with every orbit, not exactly a planetary sign of stability. Here's a quote: "We weren't looking for this kind of planet," Mark Hahn, an MIT research fellow and an author of the paper, said. "We were doing a typical planet vetting, and I happened to spot this signal that appeared very unusual. In planetary terms, BD plus 054868AB is disintegrating rapidly. It loses the equivalent of Mount Everest in material every time it circles its star. Given the size and speed of the orbit, astronomers estimate it will be completely gone in about 1 to 2 million years. We got lucky with catching it exactly when it's really going away." Collaborator of the discovery and co-author of the study said in a press release, "It's like its last breath." I mean, it is amazing that we can actually see this stuff, and the visualizations of some of it. This is actually the tail that they were talking about, which obviously looks like a comet, I would say. I think they're correct. They're the experts. But that being said, it seems like it would be pretty easy to confuse this with a comet, seeing that the actual photos weren't necessarily the highest fidelity. And here is an article just kind of going over some of it real quick. And this is on masslive.com. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT, astronomers have discovered a planet roughly 140 light years from Earth, but is quickly disintegrating. The planet, which scientists tag BD plus 05, is located so close to its sun that it's complete a full orbit in 30.5 hours, according to MIT News. As a result, it's likely covered in magma, causing the planet to evaporate and shed equivalent of Mount Everest worth of surface material into space every orbit. I mean, it is amazing. It's also a little bit sad that you see, something like that, and it's obviously not gone. Even if it takes 142 years for the light to get here, they estimated 1 to 2 million years before it fully disintegrated. But it really is fascinating that we can actually see this stuff, and they seemingly found this on accident or by a fluke. But again, it is really, really cool that we're able to actually see this stuff. And this is the visualization. Again, this is an illustration, so this is not a real photo. It's not necessarily going to look exactly like this, but I do think this is a really awesome illustration that kind of shows the process of this planet disintegrating. And eventually it will disintegrate into nothing, which again is kind of sad, but it's also a really interesting thing to actually witness. And before I go, I just want to shout out this again. This is the Exoplanet catalog at nasa.gov, science.nasa.gov, and it is a really awesome visualization of different exoplanets. And this is just a random planet that I picked, but it's a great resource, so I think this is really awesome. But I really thought this was cool. I thought it was a really interesting illustration of the actual event happening. And I hope you guys like this as well. Please like and subscribe.